All right. It is Eagles NFC Championship Game Sunday. The spread, as of recording time, is still Eagles -6. Let's get into some news first because Kellen Moore apparently will have a second interview next week, no matter what. But if the Eagles win, that's huge because of the whole, if we go back to our PTSD with Jonathan Gannon, who we did forgive, but we'll have a second interview with the Saints. And although I don't know what's going to come of it because there's all kinds of big names that are still out there. Mike McCarthy is coming in for an interview. There's a lot of other guys interviewing for that position. So whether or not Kellen gets it, I figured that was worth noting, especially with a Super Bowl looming on the horizon. For Washington, big injury news. Darren Payne is out. So that now means they're missing a very key offensive lineman, very key defensive lineman, which does bode well for both the Eagles' offensive and defensive lines, which is key for the keys to the game, which I'll get into here in a minute. But it comes down to this now. It is the NFC Championship Game. Second time we've been here in 3 years. This crowd is going to be insane, especially with the aforementioned Nick Foles as the honorary captain. I mentioned this the other day, but this is the right move for the Eagles. I know there was a lot of people mentioning Kelsey, but Kelsey has been so saturated in our airwaves that, like I said, I feel no disrespect to Jason Kelsey whatsoever. Go get yours, man. But I feel like at this point in time, he's jumped the shark. I don't think you're going to get the same reaction out of him as you will Nick Foles. I think they also need to bring Brian Dawkins into the locker room and have him do that hype video speech in person. Because as I mentioned, I watched it 3 more times yesterday. Almost ran through every single wall in my house. Like they need to do that. But I think everybody's going to be fired up. I was watching the news this morning. People were already lined up at 6 a.m. Man, got to keep my emotions in check. But what are the 3 keys to the game? And again, KeyBank, car dealership, Victory Brewing, whatever you want. 3 keys to an Eagles victory. And I teased this somewhat earlier in this week. Impose your will. The Eagles are the superior team. They are better in almost every position on the field. And the blueprint from 2004 is there. We talked about it the other day. It wasn't pretty, but it was methodical. They methodically just beat down the Falcons that day. And this game doesn't need to be pretty. Just impose your will. You are the better team. You don't have any weather, anything like that to factor into it. So methodically just beat them down. And the similarities between that 2004 championship game and this one are very, very eerily similar. You have a young quarterback whose future would be bright, who are coming off a huge win in the divisional round. If you remember, I believe it was the Packers, the Falcons beat heading into the NFC Championship Game, beat them pretty bad with Brett Favre. You just got to go beat up the Commanders on both sides of the ball. And, I mean, I think it's as simple as it sounds. Just beat them up. You're bigger. You're more physical. Just impose your will. You're the better team. Just play like the better team. And don't worry about style points or anything like that. Just come out of there with the W, and then we got a couple weeks to focus on whoever we're going to be playing in the Super Bowl. Second key to the game, and this is probably not going to be a shocker to anybody here. I've been saying it almost all year. Do your job. On defense, contain Jaden. They've done a good job of that in both of the matchups so far. The first one, he was a little banged up. But the second one, other than like a 50-yard run, they really held him in check on his running. I don't think there's any need to blitz. Jaden has very good numbers against the blitz. So you have great players, a lot of speed on that defense. No need to blitz. Let your big guys up front eat up blockers, get in there and disrupt. And then Zach Bond and Oren Burks or Jeremiah Trotter Jr., whoever, just tackle and wrap up. I think that's the key. You cannot miss tackles in a game like this that figures to be somewhat close. You cannot do it. Jalen Carter, I need you to turn up the level of beast mode. And I know that's crazy to think of the way you've been playing, but I don't think we've seen the best of Jalen Carter yet. And I think it comes down to who wants it more. And those young guys on that defense are playing like they want it. So wrap up, make your tackles, stay in your lane. Use the crowd to your advantage. The crowd is going to be fired up. I mean, like I said, there's people down there that have been lined up likely since late last night. So they're going to be fired up. Play smart, be disciplined, and don't let them get in your head. We don't need a repeat with CJGJ of what happened in the last matchup. I think he knows that. I think the Eagles know that. Jalen Carter, keep your emotions in check. It's hard, but channel those emotions to being physical and doing your job, and you'll be fine. Final key on offense, take what they give you. If they're going to load the box, hit Goddard over the middle. Jalen, make smart, quick throws. I have a feeling, and I don't know which one, could be both, which would be great. I have a feeling AJ or Devontae is going to catch a bomb and take what they give you, and I think that's going to completely throw off the Washington defense, especially with Payne being out. That is huge. Impose your will. Take what they give you. And honestly, Jalen, he does a good job with this. Shut out the noise. Shut out the noise. Play your game. I don't care if you throw for 350 yards or 50 yards. If you do what we need you to do and the Eagles win, I will take it. Again, at this point, it does not matter. Style points, this isn't the NCAA. It doesn't matter what it looks like. As Al Davis used to say, just win, baby. Saquon, this is what you signed up for. This is why you signed here. Just be you. Go out there and do what you've done all year. I really feel like the blueprint this season, I could go without the slow starts, but slow starts, big second quarter, wear them out in the second half. Saquon pops a big run, and we're popping bottles of champagne. But just take what they give you. And if that is Jalen throwing for 300 yards, take it. If it's Saquon running for 300 yards, take it. I don't care. Just take what they give you. And Jake, I'm going to support you. And this is sort of a bonus forgiveness. I forgive you for the missed extra points. All of that is washed away. We are starting fresh today. So, Jake, if it comes down to you, kick the ball. All right. I got a bonus key to the game. And I think this is important because you're the favorite in this. You are the 6-point favorites at home. The pressure is on you. But is it? I need you to be aggressive. Treat this like a Game 7 in Major League Baseball. Do whatever is necessary. They're going to be aggressive, but be smart, aggressively smart. And they're going to go for fourth down. I've been saying it for a couple weeks now, and my brother's probably sick of me saying it in the stands. But if there's a trick play in the playbook, like a fake field goal, a fake punt, and the situation calls for it, why not pull it out now? Treat it as a Game 7 when you got your ace coming out of the bullpen. Whatever you need to do to win this game. Then you got 2 weeks off to rest. So if guys are tired, whatever. I've said it 1,000 times already this podcast. Style points don't matter. It doesn't matter how it looks. This team, to me, embodies a combination. They take some of the things from the 04 team, the 2017 team, the 2022 team. 04, they were the better team, methodically beat down the Falcons. In 17, there were questions about the quarterback play heading into the NFC Championship game. Lots of doubters. That was the whole underdog thing. Nick Foles is going to be in the house, so use that BDN energy. Come on. Use that Nick Foles BDN energy to lead the way to victory. And in 2022, you're playing a rookie quarterback, and we all know that we've heard the stat 1,000 times this week. No rookie quarterback has led their team to the Super Bowl. There's a good portion of this team that played on that 2022 team. So just let's keep it rolling. All right, so where are we going with the pick? I've been pretty split all year with my pick between if I pick them to cover and they cover, pick them to not cover and they cover. So I was trying to think of that and you do some reverse psychology and everything. Not doing that today. I spent way more time researching this than I have the entire year on any game. And truthfully, I was looking for ways to pick Washington. Like, I literally was looking for ways that Washington could beat the Eagles. And I can't find a way. I cannot find a way that the Eagles don't win this game. To me, the only thing that can take down the Eagles today, and this is one of my favorite phrases we use on this podcast, is a cacophony of ridiculousness. And that is the only way the Eagles will lose this game. And in that last game, we had a cacophony of ridiculous. You had your starting quarterback go down. You had one of your best players on defense get ejected for being punched in the face. Like, you had the number one defense in the league completely shit the bed in the fourth quarter. All of that, and it still took our sure-handed receiver dropping an easy pass that would have sealed the game for Washington to beat us. NFC Championship game a few weeks later, I cannot see a legitimate way that this team comes out and all of those things happen that happened in that last game against Washington. I really, like, everybody keeps saying this game is close. It's a divisional matchup. They've seen you 3 times. Yeah, but Vic Fangio has also seen Jaden Daniels now twice. He's watched the film. He knows what to do. He's done it all year. This has at least a 7 to 10 point vibe on it for me. I can't pick against the Eagles here. I really, really cannot see a way that the Eagles come out flat in this game. Sirianni has done a great job all year getting this team ready. He's kept their emotions in check for the most part. Like, it's going to take a cacophony of ridiculousness for the Eagles to lose this game and not cover. We're going, give me Eagles -6. We'll see you in New Orleans. I got chills just saying that. But I really don't. And like I said, I've tried so hard to look at this objectively and look at possible paths of victory for the Commanders. And truthfully, it takes so much to go wrong for the Eagles for Washington to win this game. There's no way. Because they should have won that game where everything did go wrong. There's no doubt in my mind, that the Eagles are going to win this game, and there's no way. And I could be eating my words tomorrow, and if I am, I am. But I can't see all of that stuff just lining up, especially at home, especially after you were picked to lose to the Packers, after you were picked to lose to the Rams in the snow. You're going to have the NFC Championship game at home and lose? What is this, the Andy Reid era? Let's go Birds. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! All right, we will recap this game tomorrow. Go Birds. Can it just be game time? Can it just be game time? All right, so we said impose your will, do your job, take what they give you, and be aggressively smart. All of that happens. Eagles win this game going away, and we're going to the Super Bowl. I even forgave Carson Wentz today. I'm trying to do whatever I can to bring the good vibes to them. And I feel all of the good aura. And I don't know if I've seen some flashes of lights in the camera, and I don't know if they came through on the camera. I don't know if it's like family members saying, yes, the Eagles are going to win. I don't know. But, whoo-wee.